Hey everybody, it's Dusty Martin with the Martin Group at Platinum Living Realty. Today I'm dropping in with 3 tips for selling your home in the summer. So hit the subscribe button, buckle up, let's go. All right, rule number 1. Don't keep the home too hot. This is one of the biggest mistakes I have seen sellers in Arizona make during the summer months. And when I say summer months, I mean anywhere from May to October, right? And back in the day, little story, when I was working mostly with buyers, one of the things I often found was when it got hot in Arizona, especially on highly desirable properties or in highly desirable areas or in conditions like we've had the last 2 or 3 years in Arizona where it is a very hot seller's market, not just temperature wise, it tends to create lines waiting outside and people standing around in the heat. And they're schlepping from one house to the next. They're really hot, they're tired, they're probably dehydrated. And if your home is too hot for them to either enter or stay very long in, then you're not going to get the full benefit of a true showing to show this buyer what it may be like for them to actually live there. In fact, I've been to some properties where the seller had the AC off completely and my buyers literally couldn't get more than a few steps past the front door. So they never even saw the home simply because it was kept too hot. And here's another tip when it comes to keeping your home at a certain temperature. You may think that you are saving yourself money by not having the AC on or keeping it at a higher temp, somewhere in the 80s. The problem is a temperature anywhere over 85 can actually start frying the electronics in the home, up to and including the microwave if it's built in, the electronics in any of the other appliances, washers, dryers, the stove. So keep that in mind, especially if you have other types of built-in electronics. You can be actually doing a lot of damage to the home. Second, you can also be doing a lot of damage to the drywall because it gets super hot, super dry, and that's when you can start to see drywall crack, peel, all kinds of stuff. So you want to keep homes right about 76 degrees in the summer if you're not there. And I know that seems really low to people, but when everybody else is keeping their home too hot to be bearable and it's not even cool enough to allow them to bring their body temperature down to a normal rate where they can think clearly, your home is going to stand apart simply because they're going to be able to tolerate being in that home a lot longer. And it is far better to have them come in and feel a sense of like being refreshed or relief than to walk into a home and think, how long do I have to stay in here? This is really awful. I can barely breathe, right? And it may cost you, yes, a couple $100 each month. However, the cost, a couple $100 to get several $1,000s higher in terms of actually getting your home sold is far greater. So yeah, don't step over thousands of dollars just to pick up a few little pennies. In the long run, the more desirable your home is, including the way the buyer feels when they are inside the home, that is what's going to help you sell. So number 1, keep the temperature tolerable. My recommendation is 76 degrees. All right. Second is, as always, don't overprice. Don't try to chase the market. In Arizona, the summer months tend to be our slowest months, with the exception of December. And that's because, like I said, it's hot in the summer. So the only people shopping for homes in the summer in Arizona are people who actually need them. Even though we are in a prolonged seller's market and things are looking a lot better than they did last summer, that's also not the time to be messing with your pricing. You want to make sure that your pricing is right on the money, because even if it's a seller's market, it's still not as hot as it could be or was in March, April, May. March, April, May are our really busiest months, really. And so as we go through June and July, things start to taper off. And if you aren't capturing those buyers with the right price and the right temperature in the home, then you're losing out. The third thing I would say is don't skimp on the marketing. I know a lot of agents tend to rely on only the MLS to sell the home, but also I've also seen agents pull their marketing dollars back when times are a little tough. Either they know it's slower in the summer or they see the market conditions have changed a little bit, but that is absolutely not the time to skimp on your marketing. So if you're skimping on your marketing, you're overpricing and the home is really hot and miserable when you get in there, chances of you capturing the attention of those buyers who are still here in the summer is slim to none. So you got to make sure that you never pull back on the marketing, you never overprice in the summer, and that you never overheat the home in summer. So those are the 3 tips that I would highly recommend if you're thinking of selling this summer, or if you have more questions about what it would look like for you, go ahead and give me a call at 480-717-9405 or visit our website at martinpropertiesaz.com.